In this lesson, we'll be multiplying and dividing rational expressions. The main thing you need to remember when you multiply and divide rational expressions is that you need to factor first. Remember, you cannot cancel across addition or subtraction, so make sure you cancel first. So let's look at number 1. You can pause the program whenever you need to write down the question into your spiral, or pause to take time to factor if I'm going too fast. I'm going to factor the first one. So remember, you're asking yourself what multiplies to be -2 that adds to be 1. So that would be x plus 2 and x minus 1. Be careful with your signs. The bottom one, what multiplies to be -9 that adds to be 8 would be x plus 9 and x minus 1 times what multiplies to be 72 that adds to be 17 would be 8 and 9. And then the bottom is difference of squares, x minus 8, x plus 8. From here, we simply cancel. Any numerator cancels with the denominator. Final answer here is x plus 2 divided by x minus 8. Now, on number 2, you're going to need to know how to factor a perfect cube. On number 2, you're going to need to know how to factor a perfect cube. So, let's go to this next page. Perfect cubes. You may have learned it in Algebra 2. If not, I'll give you a formula. It factors. What you need to do is take the cube root of your first term. So in our case, the cube root of a cubed is a, and the cube root of b cubed is b. So the formula ends up a plus b, a squared minus ab plus b squared. So a perfect cube factors into this binomial times the trinomial. What if it's a cubed minus b cubed? That factors to a minus b, a squared plus ab plus b squared. Now, just to help you with your memory, if you notice, and you're memorizing of this, if you notice the letters are the same in both. A, B, a squared is the same as a squared, AB, and the b squared is all the same. The only differences we have are the signs. Notice this one starts with plus, this one starts with minus. Let me put an arrow there. In the second position, it's the opposite. If I started with plus here, it goes to minus. If I started with minus here, then it goes to plus. Do you notice that both of them end with a positive? Both of them end with positive. So the way I always remember it is I tell myself, I start with what I have, meaning if I have a plus, I start with plus, then the next sign is opposite, always end with plus. On the bottom one here, if the question has subtraction, I start with subtraction, opposite, always end with plus. So those are formulas you'll use. So if we flip back, we're going to need to factor x cubed plus 64. Let's go back to our formulas. Lucy? So let's factor x cubed plus 64. Since it's addition, we're going to follow this top rule or pattern or formula. So what is the cube root of x cubed? Would be x. What's the cube root of 64? And that would be 4. So we're working with an x and a 4. So we're going to start our parentheses. X, since my question has plus, I'm going to start with a plus 4. Then we take the x and we square it. We take the opposite sign. We multiply the x times the 4 to get 4x. And we always end with plus, and it's the b squared, but our b is 4, so 4 squared is 16. So this is the factorization of x cubed plus 64. So when we go back to our next question, number 2, let's go ahead and put that right here. We had x plus 4, x squared minus 4x plus 16. The top binomial here, x minus 5, is not factorable. The numerator, what multiplies to be negative 28, that adds to be negative 3, is x minus 7 and x plus 4. The denominator is x minus 7 and x minus 5. And now we cancel. The plus 4, let me change colors. The x plus 4s cancel. The x minus 7s cancel. The x minus 5s cancel. The numerator completely canceled away, so I'll put a 1 on top of my x squared minus 4x plus 16. This is your final answer. Okay, let's move on to number 3. It's division. Remember that division is the same as multiplying by the reciprocal. Division is the same as multiplying by the reciprocal. I just need to factor these things out. I'm going to fancy factor the first term. So I'm going to take down here at a separate area my 15x squared plus 34 minus 16. And I'm going to fancy factor 15 times negative 16. 15 times negative 16. Okay, so 15 times negative 16 is negative 240. Negative 240. Then you would list the factors. 1 and 240. 2 and 120. 3 and 80. And keep going till you find it. You can pause and keep going till you find it if you would. It's going to be 6 and 40. I need positive 40 and negative 6. So if you're fancy factoring, you would put 15x minus 6 times 15x plus 40. We need to divide out of 15. A 3 will come out of this one, and a 5 will come out of this one. So this ends up being 5x minus 2 times 3x plus 8. 5x minus 2 times 3x plus 8. So let's go ahead and transfer that up here, if my board will work. So here we go. 5x minus 2, 3x plus 8 over x minus 7 times, since I changed division to multiplication, I'm going to flip the second one. This factors to x minus 7, x plus 3. And if you would like to pause the video and factor the 3x squared plus 17x plus 24 by yourself, that'd be a good idea. I'm not going to go through fancy factoring again, but it would factor to 3x plus 8 times x plus 3. Now we're ready to cancel, only after you factor. X plus 3x plus 8 cancels with 3x plus 8. X minus 7 cancels. The x plus 3's cancel. And so it looks like my final answer is 5x minus 2. Okay, for the last one, go ahead and write the question down. Again, after you write the question down, this would be a good one to pause the video and try it by yourself. But I'll go through it. The top one factors to 4x minus 1 and x plus 4. The bottom, 4x minus 1, x plus 3. I'm going to change to multiplication. The 30x to the 5th is already in factored form. The numerator here, which is going to become the denominator, factors out of 5x cubed because that's the greatest common factor, leaving an x plus 4 when I factor out the GCF. Now we're ready to cancel. Let's change colors. The 4x minus 1's cancel. The x plus 4's cancel. It looks like 5 will go into 36 times. And I subtract my exponents here, or you could say the 3 on the bottom cancel with 3 of them on the top, so I would have 2 left. So my numerator leaves me with a 6x squared over an x plus 3. Don't need those parentheses, but since I wrote them, I'll keep them. If you need to go back over any of this video, just rewind and try it again.